Who is going to join Team Secret in the top 3 of the MDL Disneyland Paris Major? Let's find out with ODPixel and Kyle.
Thank you very much, CVS. Game 3, the final game of the night to decide who's going to come out on top between NIP and Evil Geniuses. I'm ODPixel, I'm here with Kyle. Kyle, Wraith King, is that the way to go against the Spectre?
I was thinking Alchemist, but this is about the same, right? Radiance Hero has a stun, tanky, it can get involved, and you can counteract the huge ults from EG with that reincarnation and re-engage.
Well, we'll see if it's going to be enough for them here as we get into game 3. So let's see, looking around sort of the other picks from both teams, we do have that change-up. It is finally a game that there is no Earthshaker. Doesn't end up in the draft for either side. Crit this time is going to be bringing something a little bit different on the Enigma. Oh, but hang on, top lane, RTZ. Nice, blocking him off a bit. RTZ will still be able to get over the tree line with the dagger. Will get himself away from that early movement from NIP to try for that first blood.
And he's going to have to go all the way back to base and TP back out though. Heavy punish, and I think that Tsunami was right. Saksa Rubik is huge to this game, but I think it's actually about the support duos. More emphasis on NIP playing aggressively, especially the 3-3 Nightstalker. They need these 5 to 10 minute phases of the game going so well for them, because I do feel like EG's team fight at some point will be enough to take this game. It's just so easy to execute, right? You pop haunt and you run at the enemy. Supports, especially squishy ones like the ones NIP have, there's just no hope for them. Mid matchup too is key. This is not Sniper versus Razor, this is Lesh versus Razor, and this is, if any hero is Sumail's, other than Storm, I'd say the Leshrac would be it.
Now we'll see how well Sumail can do in this 1v1. Had a pretty good start in the Sniper in the first game, after sort of the first few minutes where Razor's father did get a little edge, but obviously not enough to close up the game. NIP taking that game too, as EG approaching the game a little differently. RTZ on the Spectre. Definitely a hero that you can expect to see get very involved. Quite the opposite of how the Lycan was played last game.
Yeah, for sure. The big test is going to be how the laning fate goes, though. Enchantress is one of those old school lineups where you would always play with the Nightstalker. I remember Newbie doing this all the time, like the KP Slaughter, KP Nightstalker. It's very aggressive, and it secures the lane while this core is weak, and then you hit nighttime and you start just crushing no matter who's up against you. And I feel like it's a testament to like the drafting styles of both sides, where EG, they just picked a bunch of comfort heroes. It's a very safe, stable lineup. You can see the way they want to execute when their power spikes will come online. NIP, a bit flashier and not really expected. I don't think anyone would have predicted an Ench and a Wraith King in this series, especially not in the critical game 3, but that's EG. Safe and stable, win with what we're good at, NIP, get a new flavor, try and get that strategical edge.
And we can see already PPD just trying to hunt down Crit, make sure the Crit doesn't get the chance to jungle as he is, but Crit keeping good with the movements, able to alternate between the two sides of that mid lane and stay where PPD isn't. So Crit will be able to continue jungling uncontested.
Yep, PPD, one of the best anti-junglers in Dota, one of the only few people who still does it. He warded the hard camp bottom jungle, warded for vision on the hill in top jungle, so Crit is now going to be forced to work with just one camp. Still just level 1, we'll hit 2 off that creep, but you're fine with this if you are the side of NIP. The stun will still land on S4. Ooh, Centaur just out of range.
Yeah, even a TP up top as well from Crit. I mean, either way, you know, as you say, with the counts being taken away from him, he has to move over to this area of the map, but this is closer to PPD, and PPD will continue to prowl around. Make sure that Crit doesn't get that space.
Yeah, so far so good for our TV down bottom, though. 14 and 8. This is the critical hero if you are EG, because he is the answer to these backline supports of NIP. Really good against the Night Stalker as well. You equalize that vision disadvantage at nighttime, because by popping Haunt, all of a sudden, all blinks canceled. You have total vision of everyone on the NIP side of the field. Sumail gonna have his bottle up in a moment, and this 4-minute rune is gonna be huge. The Invis still bottom, but I want to see NIP, specifically PPD, get active top rune. You don't want to let Sumail snowball a lane, especially as a hero like Leshrac.
Yeah, both teams with that vision around that rune spot. So definitely going to be a place where you'll see 4 minutes in and make sure that one another's mid doesn't get the free reign of the rune control.
See. Slow game thus far. Very tough to battle into EG's safe lane, or off lane rather. Looks like a safe lane because it's Bane Spectre. Not much kill potential unless you look to rotate more heroes. Sumail actually grabs the Invis rune and now will run towards top. Fada gets the bottle, so both mids actually able to fully regen up and get a rune for each respective side. Up top, S4 being pressured a lot harder than I would have expected. Only 7-0 against a 20-8 Wraith King. But again, that's just good job by PPD. Had a sentry down in the laning phase early, was sentried out by S4, however. So we can still stay there. But it's just very scary when Ench is off map, and you never know whether Wraith King is ready to just pop skeletons with the sentry down. So he's instead going to go just farm easy camp real fast.
And Fly, he's got the Nightmare set up on mid. CTP's come in to help out Fada. In fact, it's going to be a Wraith King Ace coming in to help out Fada. He's got the static thing onto Fly, though, chasing down with the Wraith Fire Blast down the skeletons. They'll get that kill. First blood for Ace.
Wow. It's not a rotation you see very often. The Wraith King actually the one teleport mid. No one else really can, though. That's the key. If 3-3 does, he's a non-factor. And Saksa, he wants to continue playing aggressive, get these runes, and it looks like he'll do just that.
Now he'll be able to grab that one, take it away. Art's easy.
Yep.
Just get the dagger on, but doesn't want to chase through. And 33 will be able to keep a hold of the one on their half of the map as well.
They did a great job of rune control in the second game, did NIP. Big part of their victory. Even though there wasn't much action happening on the map, they always seemed to be in the right place, right time to get the majority of those rune spawns. Nighttime has come upon us as well. 3-3 suddenly a force in this bottom lane instead of a non-factor. And will happily start CSing with ease. 50 attack speed, just thanks to the darkness.
Still a bit tricky to get on top of Arteezy though.
For sure.
Because he's just playing so defensive by the tower.
Yeah. Leshrac level 6, now the Bane sleep is going to be enough for a kill. Fly going straight in. You got to be careful with your Fada as well. I think Sumail might just go hard here.
He's committing.
He's got a Fairy Fire.
And the numbers with the Fairy Fire, it's not enough though. Fada kills off Sumail. He'll chase down towards Fly as well. He's a little low on the HP. Has still got the Eye of the Storm going. In fact, with the Plasma Field, he may just grab this, and he does. Sets up for Saksa to nuke down Fly with the Fade Bolt. They get both kills.
Hey, and I questioned his skill build in the first game. He went for the same one, this max QW with an early point and ult, and proving that he is the Razor expert after all. Because while the passive night is nice for farming, when you're fighting against an aggressive Lesh, those extra points in Link and Q are actually what gave him the damage advantage to find Sumail before he would actually be counter-killed on. A stun comes out from S4 up top.
But Ace has got, he's got the backup of Saksa. They'll just turn straight toward him with the Wraith Fire Blast with the dust prepared. NIP. They get that kill. Ace's farm continues to grow. Being involved in these kills as well, it's a beautiful start for the Wraith King.
Oh yeah, if you're looking for a way NIP wins this game, this is how the start of it looks most of the time. I love the decision by Ace. Actually, Saksa purchasing Dust for his Wraith King to ensure, because you want that Radiance timing ASAP, but you need Dust, because otherwise S4 can just pop Sandstorm and AFK. This allows you to play very aggressive, much like Sumail is down bottom, finding a kill on PPD.
Now getting some sort of kill involvement for Arteezy in turn. It's both Arteezy and Ace very close with one another in CS. Yeah. With the kills as well, the net worth also so close at the moment in this laning stage. Both carries off to a strong beginning.
Yeah, but think about it. Yeah, PPD's net worth isn't high, but it's the game impact we've got to look at. Crit is only level 4. He's still about 400 gold away from his HOD. The pace that EG plays with to kill towers is all revolving around this Enigma, and his timing has been delayed by 3-4 minutes. Already been forced to use both shrines as well. So Peters, as always it seems he does, sacrificing his own game for the greater good.
Mid lane. Focus once again, Fly. See if you can get a look in, but as you say, PPD's is positioning, always stopping EG from getting away with these movements, and now they can look to try and chase down Fly. Saxa is closing in the plasma field into the Fade Bolt as Fly will get right click down. The Eye of the Storm helping Fada claim the kill. Another bit of action favoring this mid lane Razor. Fada.
I like what NIP is doing here. You can't allow EG to constantly roam mid with the Bane. It's Bane Lesh. It's such an easy kill setup, and it's the hero that EG wants to snowball. And once again, it's Peter. He's standing there as a living ward, denying Fly the ability to play middle. It's very important. Bottom, you have Nighttime, Night Stalker against the Spectre, and even though he was outmatched, look at the CS now down bottom. All of a sudden, 3-3 has more denies and CS, and you're going to find another kill, it looks like, up top on S4.
Every single time, more than prepared with the dust and making it look so easy at killing S4 off. He's always on his own. They'll see EG try and return to go for NIP's off later. They've got the setup with the Nightmare into the stun, and they will get 33. So both side lanes taking a fall. Fada TP's in, but can't do anything in time. Will be able to maybe hold the pressure off his tower, as of course NIP up top, they are starting to take the tier 1 themselves.
Look, Ace is just rushing Radiance. Treads, Quelling, Shields, straight in for the big item. And it's like Grant said, this is how NIP want to win the game. Get that timing up, play around the Radiance, and just start sweeping the map.
I mean, he is well into the Relic Gold. If they get this tier 1 top and then are able to move around, take the tier 1 mid and bottom, Relic is going to be online so quickly for Ace this game.
But so is Crit. He's got the Wolf Creek, got the HOD. They're looking to push.
They've got the Horn used as well. They want to try and find Fada. They've got him. Razor's gone. Can EG get anything else out of this? They'll look towards the tier 1 mid, and with the fourth, in fact, the full 5 of them here, they can push onwards. Fortification will slow them down a little bit, but they'll be sure to stick around and open up the map by removing the mid tower from NIP.
Yep. They want to make sure it doesn't get denied, though. Got to be careful. PPD?
Oh, close, but not quite. EG will still get the final touch as they take that tier 1 tower down.
We got the last hit up top, though. Yeah, it was Ace, so he's doing a great job ensuring that he is going to accelerate as fast as possible. And
they go if they can get some of these bounties too.
They got 3 again.
This is so quick and so scary for EG if Ace gets this Relic timing.
It's all about the team fights, though. That's what EG is looking for. You can see with Haunt active, they are strong and they will look to find a fight. It changes, though, once Ace has the Radiance, maybe a Blink Dagger, and he can look to just charge forwards. Yeah. No one on EG is going to be able to contest him with his ult active once that item is online.
They've got to do something about this Wraith King. He is going to be such a huge problem for EG come the mid-game if Ace continues to hit these timings that he's working towards.
He's gonna have a Relic at like
it's 12 hits. Yeah. As EG now move forward for another tier 1, keeping the push in down bottom. Aren't easy, shows himself in mid, he is on his own. Saxa can't quite close the gap for the telekinesis.
You can see how important it was, though, for Peter to slow down Crit, because yeah, these towers are melting, but at least they stayed alive for that extra 2 or 3 minutes. You want to buy time for that second night phase at 15 minutes to come up. If you could, you'd love to get mid, but great job by Arteezy pulling the creep wave away. They're going to have to aggro forward.
Down bottom. They've got a fight going in up here. They're taking down Crit. Ace has turned up as well. He's looking towards Sumail. This is a big gold boost if they get it, and they do. They get both the kills. Fada, he's starting to chase out for more. They've got their eyes on Fly. PPD also helping with the chase towards him. A big static link. Means that Fly is going to get slapped down with a couple of whips from Fada's Razor, as there's 3 dead on EG. The fact that Ace gets involved as well, that's got to be pretty much the Relic Gold on Ace.
It is.
He's got the Relic Gold pre-12 minutes.
Oh, but S4, looking for a double stun?
Silence causing some issues. He'll settle for PPD. They'll get the Enchantress, but nothing else.
Now, you'll take that all day if you're PPD. You're 1,400 net worth. You do not care if you're the one who goes down. It's just buying more space for Ace. Game. You can see Saxa did steal the split earth as well. That's one of the downsides of picking Lesh into Rubik. I love the synergy with EG's draft, but Saxa now has a 0 cast point time on a 2-second stun that deals 240 damage. Like, you're actually setting up kills all by yourself. You plus anything, once you have this spell, is a kill on anyone. Looks like Arturo will be going for the Radiance build as well. Might switch it up and go for like the Manta Diffusal. But so far, 1,300 gold. Definitely behind Ace's progression.
Sure. I mean, Ace is I mean, as I said at the end of game 2, he's been having such a good series. And this game 3, being able to move around the map and find the avenues to farm in, no deaths. He has not been caught out of position at all. And he is on the road to an incredibly fast Radiance in this all-important game 3.
Yep. Winning side does move on to the top 3 of this MDL Paris Major. Here in Disneyland, a ton of fans still in the arena. I know you've been here a while, folks. I like what NIP's doing as well. Like, if you look, both Soxa and Fada's Razor are going for Atos because they know they're going to have enough front line. All 3 of their cores are in tanky, and you know you'll have a Wraith King that's just going to be going full divide forwards. So ensure you have that catch. Find those kills on EG. Don't let them buy enough time into the late game where their superior team fight will change the status quo.
EG had a couple of heroes mid trying to deny, but Ace's Skeletons, they get the last hit on the tower. It's more money for the Wraith King. The Radiance is pretty much done. 14 minutes.
Yeah, it's on the way. As soon as the Courier's back in base, they'll have it up. Pre-15, and talk about a power spike. You're gonna have a bounty rune fight, nighttime for 5 minutes, and Radiance. And if Ace wants to get active, he can, but what I expect him to do is just to take a more aggressive route on his farming pattern and force EG to either abandon the sides of the map or fight into him.
And I like this every single time. Saxa has been prepared with the dust. No messing around. They know how to play. They know how to deal with that Sand King. NIP, always prepared.
Yep, and look, Sox is going to TP back to base. Was out of mana. Now he's got Burrow Strike for a full 3 minutes.
And there's the timing, no surprise. Incredibly faster than the average on Ace.
Oh my goodness.
As he'll just run down, fly with the help of 33. Yeah. This is where, EG, they'll see that. They'll spot it out. Radiance online on this Wraith King.
Not just that, look, bounty runes. It's perfect. Like, NIP could not have hoped for a better start to this game. Now it's just about capitalizing on their lead. And they will have the vision control. That's the downside of EG's lineup. Sure, I like their team fight, their lanes, and their kill potential is much easier to execute, just stun in. But now that you've hit this mid game and you're behind, there's going to be a Night Stalker just cutting across the map at all times. You'll have an Atos up in a moment on the Razor. There it is. Sox is 200 gold from completing his own. How do you stay alive when any moment someone's under vision, they're immediately going to be CC'd? Sumail's going to have a Yules, but that's not going to help his survivability. They'll just wait underneath.
Yeah, this game has been entirely slowed down Sumail. Look how fast everyone else is playing. They have to somehow utilize the team fight, and it's hard against this Wraith King with the Radiance and the Reincarnate. Certainly the wombo combo of EG just won't have that sort of impact. There'll be easy potential for NIP to turn around and fight back alongside Ace's second life in the midst of the fights.
You can look, Ace is doing exactly what I expected, just aggro farming. He's going to be playing enemy jungle as much as possible. S4 pushing out bottom. He's got treads in a bottle, but still so far away from a Blink Dagger. No real catch potential on the EG side. Atos going to be coming out on Sox as soon as the Courier's back in base, and Ace just continuing farm aggressively, deny the dire jungle, grow this gold lead. How does Crit maintain a presence here? They lose top tower almost without us thinking about it because there's just so much pressure on this EG side of the map. Next move, probably Roshan. They do have the medallion on the Night Stalker. Full skeleton charges as well on Ace, so maybe you get a tier 2 for free first, who knows? Top, there's still so many skeletons. Look at the damage output coming out. It's going to force Glyph.
Yeah, or at least some sort of response. The Eidolons are trying to take it down. These skeletons up, a little bit of damage adds up. That tower is starting to get beaten down. Space is there for NIP to look towards the tier 2 in the middle. And the Blink Dagger's out on the Wraith King. Ace is just ready to jump and go.
Yeah, and look what he's doing as well. He cut behind the tier 2 mid, just continuing to farm enemy jungle. Now he's going to, perfect, cut the bottom wave. This is huge. You don't want anyone to be forced into that bottom lane, so ensure you cut this. It's not as if Wraith King is actually a target. He's got 2 points in his ultimate. This is really well done by Ace here. Apply pressure to 2 lanes at all times so that you can continue to sweep the other side and try and keep EG in their own choke. 6K the gold lead already. It's gone up by maybe 500, 750 a minute since this Radiance was picked up by Ace.
And up top, they're hunting. They've found Arteezy. He has got...
And look at the rest of the heroes. They're just waiting, hoping he haunts.
Yeah, can he play his way out of this at all? He's got another dagger, but the rod's out. Saxa has the hold, and that's Arteezy dead and gone.
Perfect. I think they might look to Roche, but it's got to be careful. The buyback haunt is always a threat. Arteezy doesn't want to use it, of course. He's at 3,200 gold, trying to close in on his own Radiance, but the question is, will it even matter when it comes online? Look how far Ace is ahead of this game.
He's so far ahead, about a 4K lead on the cause of EG. They do get the lockdown and kill him off for once. See if they can go for him a second time. Backup's inbound, and he's able to get the blink out after the reincarnate. As Ace is out of there. The ping's now for Roshan, as you say, and we'll see if they want to go for it. But it is hard with EG having the full lineup. And don't take it too quickly.
No big spells revealed, but it did show off the S4 Blink Dagger. Crit trying to finish his mech. These are big items for EG to pick up. They're going to smoke. They want to fight now with Wraith King ulti on cooldown, ensure that there's no way Roche is going to be taken. But NIP are aware of this. I think they changed this up. They were playing aggressively, looking for a fight. Now, play a bit passive. You'll win a fight on your own shrine and high ground, but you can't be as aggro in the enemy woods anymore.
No back for smoke. Let's see, they can find the Rubik. Jump in onto Saxa. Butter's going to try and help out. Saxa will die. There's the haul from Arteezy. They'll look to try and go for more, but 33. He's already in on the front lines of the fight. They're on top of the Leshrac. Used up into the air. Sumail will be able to walk back up the high ground. In fact, he wants to get an ace. Jumps in, stuns out onto the Enigma. 33's killed off the Bane. Burrow strike. S4 in with the epicenter. They're on top of Fada. Fada surrounded by EG. They'll get the Razor. So they can get more out of this, but 33, he's still good to fight with the silence. Only S4 and Arteezy left alive. Sumail having to buy back to come and help out as he TPs over towards the shrine. They'll chase out S4. S4 burrow strikes. He's still stuck in the trees. They won't look any further. They'll back off knowing that buyback's there from the Lesh. And NIP able to get that fight going. A situation where a buyback is expended by EG will mean that NIP still hold that advantage.
Yeah, that was a 2 for 3, but the buyback is the big punish. EG were perfectly fine with that trade, but Sumail hurting his own game significantly. They will finally get equal number of bounty runes here, grabbing 2 for the first time this game. That buyback hurts. Lesh is the key hero. His survivability factor is what will actually deal damage in these engagements for EG. Yeah, sure, you're gonna have a Spectre Radiance soon, but there's already a pipe up on the Night Stalker. Yeah. A lot of this damage is being negated, and the cores are already so tanky on the side of NIP. Sumail needs to have the items, not just like, he needs to stay alive. The longer he's in a fight, the more DPS we're gonna get out of him, but with just 1200 HP, anytime he gets blink stunned, he's just dead.
We saw EG make a move towards the pit last time. And that was at a point where NIP was smart enough to not even try and go for the Roche. They waited outside. They knew that EG was going to go for that move, and now it's so much harder for EG to do it again.
Yep.
As NIP have the space, they cannot enter the pit, EG. And NIP will get this Aegis.
I feel like we're going to need some miracle from Crit, but that's so difficult. You're playing against a Rubik. You're playing against a Night Stalker. You don't want to itemize for the big ultimate, but it feels like he's going to need to land one to get EG back into this. They're 7k down against the Aegis, and NIP, they learned from that first game. I do not expect them to sit on this lead. They've got the Aegis. They've got a second life on the Wraith King. It's time to get aggressive. You can see them circle. They're going to cut top, play this area of the map real fast, sweep to the right side, kill those 2 towers, force EG into base, and perhaps threaten high ground once this gold lead's grown to 10, 12,000.
And particularly as well, when Fada has the BKB, he'll be ready to just charge up the high ground, even dive past tier 4s.
Yep. The BKB, the big item, I believe. Just a recipe away on the Razor. Then all of a sudden you'll have 2 cores that can play with Reckless Abandon, whereas EG, you've got a Bane, a Lesh, a Sand King, Enigma. None of these heroes really want to be initiated upon. Even Arteezy on Spectre, sure, he wants to frontline, but it's not as if you have any hard save on EG. You can sleep him, but as soon as he wakes up, he'll still be stuck in a nightmare.
Now Radiance for Arteezy finally done. Just 100 gold and the recipe will be there. And with that Haunt ready, maybe EG can try and find a fight globally and pick off someone of NIP whilst they're not prepared to go for a fight themselves. But of course, if 33's around with that pipe, it'll be very hard for EG to get the quick kills before NIP gets the kills themselves. With NIP having a pretty good mix of damage sources, with Ace is hard hitting.
Yeah, and he went for the skeleton damage talent, level 15. Very underrated. I'm glad to see him pick that up. It is so much DPS on these skellies. They last for 90 seconds, and if you're unable to clear them as EG, he will shred your base. Dust popped.
Saxa. Try for a bit of a setup onto S4. The rest of the team on their way, but S4
Oh, bottom.
will be out of
It's
there.
good, but he's so tanky. I don't know if you want to make this play.
There's a lot of TPs coming in from NIP. They're going to respond to this immediately. They'll go for the horn, trying to get up 33, but Ace, he's already on top of Fly. The lot of Atoss holding down S4. Ace is just committing on the front lines. He's going to have that second life. He's good to fight again.
Got a stun on Saxa.
Let's see if they can go for this Saxa with the bow. Look at the start into Sumail. Sumail's gone. They're trying desperately to find this kill on the Ray King a second time, and they do. They will kill off Ace the 2 times. PPD looking for crit. Now with the dagger out, RTZ can chase down PPD. Another stun on to Crit. Crit's now gone. The dust is there on S4. RTZ's desperately chasing for PPD and will manage to... Oh no, he's in the burn. They've lost the Razor as well. They've killed off the Aegis.
That was a great fight for EG. You cannot hope for anything better. It doesn't, they only grow the lead, 2k change, but you're happy with that because your Spectre lived and the Wraith King died. That is key. Even though he's this farmed on Ace, 4k ahead of the game.
You're closing the gap.
All of his items are offensive. He does not have that survivability you'd expect. 5 armor on the hero. Radiance, Maelstrom, Blink. None of these heroes give him any HP or survivability increase. You can see the AoE damage of EG. If Spectre or Lesh are able to get him at the same target, I thought 3-3 had a way more chance at living throughout that engagement, but great job punishing during daytime. That's what EG needs to continue to look to do. Night will hit in 30 seconds. They do not have Haunt, and Bounty Runes will once again be spawning. And play a bit more passive around the map, but really just making the best of a poor situation. I thought for sure Nip was going to be able to get down bottom and clear objectives, but EG had other ideas. Now looking to gather around these top bounties.
And NIP, with that smoke, wanting to fight whilst the horn is down.
Yep.
They will just move straight towards securing the bottom 2 bounty runes, and does mean that they'll avoid going head to head with EG. EG themselves up here as 5, preparing for a likewise move, but both teams will avoid one another.
Yep. Ace playing cautiously, EG as well. They have no intention of running up that high ground, knowing that all heroes of NIP are missing. And I like, once again, just good play by NIP. They're moving around as a unit. They get a nice smoke off before nighttime. EG, you just can't play into that with no Haunt available. Now they just plant Ace on the top tower with TPs ready. Sure, you could try and dive him, EG, but you still don't know where anyone on NIP is. Plus, it's nighttime.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Solar Crest finished on the Nightstalk. If they can find an opening to hit buildings, they will shred them. It's all about EG's team fight. Haunt is active. Everything ready to go.
EG's still waiting for someone to step out in this top lane with Fly. Crit hidden in the trees, but is it going to be the case? NIP revealing themselves down bottom. Taking the tier 1 build for Ace after the Miona into the AC. Wanting to forgo the BKB this game for now on the Wraith King.
It looks like they're going to go here. Tom, blink up in a second.
Ace actually jumping in for the Helm of the Dawn creep, and he will get it. And now S4 will commit with the Virus Strike. Sumail has to follow the stun. They're still a little hesitant on how much they go in on him, but with the Midnight Pulse, it's enough damage. They'll kill him at once.
They're going to back out immediately. They're going to go down bottom.
Let's see if they can get that jump on the 33. ZRTZ's going to be super kept. No! He still dies. Crit with the black hole will allow them to get 33, but it wasn't enough to save Artur in time. PPD getting the last impetus through to kill him. They do lose the Enchantress as well. Nearly very close to being perfect for EG, but just losing RTZ before they're able to make that return play.
Yeah, living life on the edge is Artur. If he had just got lucky with one of those 4 impetus missing, he would have lived, but they get the turnaround kills. Still okay for EG. 2 for 1. They got the Wraith King ulti before he had 18, so now they have this 80-second window where there is no second life. They'll have 50 seconds once RTZ respawns to try and make a play without that free Aegis factor on the big hard carry of NIP. So as you can see, minute by minute that goes on, NIP are still out farming around the map. They have a better creep wave, just pushing power on the squad, but more importantly, they have more ways of controlling vision around the map. It's a lot harder for EG to play independent, thus they got, as you can see, even just getting punished bottom by the 3 and the 5 of NIP, and that's your hard carry Spectre, but the whole rest of your team had to hold hands top just in case NIP was looking for a fight up there. very difficult for EG to play this game until they hit that critical mass where NIP can't team fight them any longer. Then this game changes and EG can look to be aggressive.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Now Fada, after the BKB, what do you sort of hope to see Fada pick up on the Razor?
More what he did last game, just the Shivas, maybe an Ags. I like Shivas a lot. It's just all about the vision control for NIP. You don't want to ever walk into a choke point against the EG lineup. One of the more classic combos throughout history, numerous rosters, the Enigma Sand King. All it takes is one mistake, 3 heroes will implode. You can see how easy it is. They even killed the Wraith King without actually committing because they just have so much hard lockdown from long distance.
Saxa.
Oh, that's 4.
Trying to start things off. On for Sankey on the front of it all. They've got the chains, the stolen Burrow Shot comes into play, and S4's gone. Now with 33 leading on towards Fly. Fly tries for the TP out, won't make it. As NIP hold on the top lane, kill off 2 heroes and don't lose anything themselves.
Yeah, that was the darkness pop. All of a sudden you have clear vision. Much easier to play the game for NIP. And he's going BKB next on 3-3, as you said, already picked up on Fada. He will be going for the Shivas next. Just tank ability, vision control. Your Wraith King will deal plenty of DPS. They will be controlling the armor equilibrium as well. They should be able to get the AC up on Wraith King before anyone on EG even thinks about going for that himself. In fact, I don't know who can, really. It's a 10 armor swing. Greaves, however, on the Enigma. No one's picked that up yet on the side of NIP, but that's just a matter of which heroes can itemize for which items. You don't want to go something too far out of your comfort zone, even if your team needs that purchase. No Vlads on either side, but you don't really need it on NIP. You've got the Lifesteal Aura on Wraith King. Nice lane ward mid as well. That's fresh.
Maybe the smoke will catch them off guard though. EG leading the way up towards the high ground. Smoke is put on Fly instantly. There's S4 with a jump in onto PPD. We'll try and run it off with the heal, but Sumail with his newly found blink will be able to jump in and offer the damage required to kill Peter off.
It's just huge. They're trying to just get these bounty runes away from NIP. It looks like once again they'll win just 2. But you can see the difference, right? Last rune spawn, NIP got aggressive with the smoke because it was turning into night. So you want to be able to find an engagement around that power shift. EG, you're going to smoke just before it turns to day. Which is today, so that you can actually take this fight with Night Stalker's ult still on cooldown. Roche is active. Night Darkness will be up in 15 seconds. Do EG make this play?
They're certainly going to look to go for it. But NIP, they can contest this. With that Reincarnate available on the Wraith, they could just walk in and start off the action. You just have to be a little bit careful with the Black Hole available, but even then, Saxa, you can look for the steal play. Back towards mid, Fly already started to go on. There's going to be the BKB from Fada. Crit, using the Black Hole to control the Razor. Horn in from Artesian, Fada's gone. They kill the Razor off, Fada buying back. They want to try and fight now that they know that these big cooldowns have been used. They'll move in S4 with the Burrow Strike onto Ace. Ace being the focus. 33 cannot control Crit. Saxon will jump in, stolen Burrow Strike. He's trying to find Crit, but the damage output from Sumail is too high. Saxon's dead. Another buyback being used by NIP. Crit still alive as he keeps himself away from 33. PPD's trying to find him back towards the river. Ace will finish off S4. As S4 may have to contemplate using the buyback himself. He's dead for 50 if they really want to try and keep the fight going out around the Roche. But it looks like as it is, NIP will back away. Both teams leaving the area.
Look at bottom though, the Skeleton Army going to work on the tower.
An easy tier 2 here for Ace.
Yeah, and again, the gold disparity doesn't change. A bunch of buybacks there. 2 used by NIP, just 1 used by EG. Certainly a win for the Dire side, I'd say. They did use all their ultimates, however. NIP, once Next Darkness is up, you're going to have what looks like a 50 to 60 second window before Enigma ult is back up. You will be playing into the Haunt, however, and you can see now that the Mant is complete on Arteezy, the momentum starting to shift towards EG. We can see why their draft will be better in the late game, even though the Wraith King's 8,000 net worth ahead.
But as you say, it certainly feels like this Spectre, Arteezy, can have a very comparable amount of impact in these fights to this incredibly farmed Ace Wraith King.
Such a back and forth game. And let's see, anything new? Bots finished on Sumail. He's got an Arcane Rune bottled, a pipe on the Sand King. double bracer on Fly, just trying to increase survivability. It's the name of the game here. And it just comes down to Spectre has so much of an easier time finding targets. You just pop Haunt and you're good to go. Fada made the mistake of thinking his BKB would protect him, but with Soxa out of range, there was nothing left to interrupt the crit black hole. Now well, they just killed Roche.
Yeah, NRP's out of finish it. EG doesn't get back there in time, so NRP will end up getting the Aegis for Fada.
Yeah, credit to PPD. He had the Wolf Creep. That's 30% more DPS, and that's the time that they needed to finish that Roche before EG was in position to contest.
That was a speed that EG just wasn't ready for. As next item's up for some of the heroes, Crit working at that BKB, 2,500 gold on towards it. And we'll have a much easier time at just walking in, getting that black hole off with not too much that he has to worry about at all. Maybe still Saxa gets the steal, but even at that, he should have a good shot locking down the cores without interruption.
Oh,
Arteezy has walked forward on his own. Fada and Saxa starting to have a poker, put the man to start a retreat with the BKB and the rock from Fada controlling him up. They're looking towards this Spectre. He's taking a lot of damage in return there, Fada, but they can stand their ground, keep on going. Arteezy's dead. Now Sumail, he's trying to jump in. There'll be a buyback horn used from Arteezy. They're going to try and turn this around EG, but they've lost Sumail. They popped that first life on Fada and the Raven.
Another engagement top bottom though.
But they're ready. They can go from here. They're trying to kill off 33's Tanky, and the rest of NRP's on their way over. They do finish off the kill.
And 3-3 just getting a little over aggressive. He keeps trying to fly up high grounds, but that's the second time Fly has been ready to find him. The only way he goes down is if he catches that sleep into grip, and he did for again, and he's nowhere near his team. They wanted to chase topside, then look bottom as 3-3 calls for help, but it's not in time. And sure, the gold lead keeps increasing for NIP, but as the game gets later, that number means less and less. It's a lower proportion of the overall net worth lead. And you can see Assange and Yasha finished on Fada. Really expected the Shiva's Guard. Going for more of the raw DPS build, however, that was instrumental in finally killing off Arteezy as we check out all the items picked up thus far. Cheese being swapped over to PPD, probably just holding it for the time being. Ace picks up the Black King bar. Very important. Dispersion does not deal BKB piercing DPS. So if you're going to kill this Arteezy Spectre and you're standing on top of him like this melee hero, like this Razor wants to do, you have to be BKB'd so that you don't end up actually killing yourself. And then just keep in mind that level 25 talent on Spectre, if he gets to that 6% extra dispersion, it's 28% reduction, and the damage dealt to him before reduction is then an AoE around him. And there's no one even thinking about a Silver Edge right now on NIP.
There is this timing now though where either Horn or buyback is available for Arteezy.
No, he just did it. That was the big fight with the hard buyback.
If they can go from here, Fada does press the BKB there. So now they actually sort of got a bit of an awkward minute where Fada will not have the BKB ready to do anything.
And that's the big threat of Spectre, is the home buyback. And as you said, when it's on cooldown, this is where NIP would love to get aggressive, but with no Aegis, very risky. It is nighttime for 4 minutes though, so no time like the present. I'm sure 3-3 would really love to finish his Black King bar beforehand. Still 500 gold away. Fada going for a Satanic. You got the Black King bar on Ace. Not sure. His level. The problem is none of the cores on NIP have level 25 talents even close to the effectiveness of the Spectres. And Artor is just that one level away as NIP, they just continuously, they're trying to cut, they're trying to find EG. They have no interest in engaging in anything other than a full 5-on-5 as Sumail uses his Blink Bots pickup to consistently shove the off lane and be ready to TP.
They have to be careful of Crit's Enigma though. Saxa's got to be prepared for the steal. Because with that BKB though, Crit can just hold his ground. Look to commit with that huge area of lockdown. Both teams starting to go S4. He's going to rev up the Epi. Just get the jump in straight away on top of the Raven King. Ace down to half health. I'll put the Mione in, but he's falling low under the Midnight Pulse. He'll dive at once. So they can kill him another time here. S4 trying to back off now. The BKB's popped by Ace. They'll find Fly. But the rest of EG back away.
Bottom, tier 3 taken by Sumail. He blinks out immediately as well.
He's opened the base. NIP, can they actually get anything out of this? They're looking towards Arteezy, but Arteezy's got a lot of backup here on the high ground by the shrine. 33 is trying to head forward. He's in with the silence on top of the three of them, but he's falling low. This burn damage from the Radiant starting to stack up. Now Fada does get the link off. Horn used from Arteezy to try and break away, but the static link continues. Fada can keep knocked down under the target. Black hole used to hold on. Make sure that there isn't more grip. We'll get the kill, but there's the storm of Black hole. Saxa, he's got the control, but he hasn't got the damage. Has to blink away. As the black hole there from Crit, keeping RTZ safe, allowing them to kill Fada. S4 still trying to fight out with bottom lane. He has been melee racking. The Malefice, they're looking for PPD, but as you say, the damage being done by the creeps. The creeps, they're going to do it. The creeps, they've got it. The melee racks is gone.
Unbelievable by EG. They're just, all of a sudden, that gold advantage has disappeared, and you can see it's just so much easier for them to play the late game. Sumail, he's not just creating threat bottom like Ortizi's liking in game 2, but he's able to come and fight, do battle. Nice ult once again by Crit, just using it for the single target, but that's what you gotta do against Rubik.
Absolutely, it got Fada taken down, it keeps RTZ safe, and this is a point of the game where this RTZ Spectre, it's so hard to kill, and it takes too long.
The key is that, once again, Ace is dying at the start of the fight, before BKB, before he gets any real damage out, and then when his reincarnation is on cooldown, he's playing passively. They need him to be the frontliner. He's got to be finding the Bane, finding the Enigma, but instead, he's just sort of rotating around the outskirts of the fight, and he's not on top of Arteezy as Fada is, and then they just don't have the damage output. These Ichi cores are too tanky. Octarine finished on Sumail. This is very dangerous.
He's made such a recovery, sort of sitting at that midway point on farm, but now stepping up, finding that space to push him down bottom, being down a racks now. NIP, they've got to get their heads down and focus because they're leaving open windows for the slip to be there, to be able to abuse them. And now get the game in a position where EG, they're the ones in control.
Yeah. For the first time, it looks like EG might even be able to take back the gold lead. It's under 1,000 for the first time since, what, 4 minutes in?
And so much of that gold is on Ace. A lot of pressure on Ace to make big things happen. They're going to look to try and fight here. Crit, BKB's pop. They're looking to get on top of him, but there's the BKB now from Fada. They've already lost to Rubik, though. Rubik taken down straight away. No buyback available. Fada's 33 trying to keep the fight going, but the damage output for EG looks to be too much. Easy. He's still on full HP. Focus is Fada. Fada's dead. The bar strike on the 33. They'll all die here pretty much on NIP. Ace will be able to BKB TP out, but there's 3 dead. PPD cannot get out even. The Malefice, the lightning for Sumail. As NIP 4 hit the deck, only 2 of them with buybacks available. EG, 4 heroes alive and pushing down the middle lane. They're ready to try and take more away from NIP. Try and force out the 2 buybacks that are available.
They're just going to go for throwing.
They're going for it. EG no. But with their smart, safe, calculated play, they're now in a position where they can get close to potentially just ending this game. A game which for the majority of it has had NIP holding the advantage. But now it is entirely gone. 2 sets of racks taken. The top creep wave pushing in. They'll look to focus on the megas with the cooldowns of the death time is running low. NIP will be back up for another fight. But it feels like a little too late now as EG take a huge sweep and a huge lead as this game, according to Gaben, is potentially just over and done with.
Oh, for sure. And Sumail's even got the tome on the way out. He's going to hit level 25, and I just, again, point to the late game advantage of EG. It's not just the items, it's not just that they're also tanky, but their talents on these 2 cores are so much stronger than their counterparts on the NIP lineup. Like, sure, you can stun everybody as you die, Ace, but you're dead. And the Razor's only 23. It's just such a great timing from EG. And I question any team. You just can't let the game go this late when you have no break mechanic against the Spectre. Arteezy is unkillable, and NIP are suffering for it.
And when they had such good timings, one of the quickest radiance timings we saw in Ace, but it didn't matter as now Ace walks up, leads the way into the high ground. S4 and Sumail, they're bringing him down so quickly. The first life just burned through like that. PPD has to get out of it. Ace pops the BKB, but Crit, black hole, no messing around, gets the Wraith King out of the game. Buyback from Ace is going to be used by EG. They're heading forward. Fada BKB is 133. They're on top of Sumail. Sumail, he's getting caught out. Yours up into the air. Still alive for now. Can they finally finish in the impetus? They've got it. Sumail's down. They'll now be running the fly. The silence, the void, the Crit. They've got 2. Double kill over Crit in response. There'll be a buyback available from Fada if he wants to get back in. Ace, he's in trouble. He needs help, but he needs it now. He's not going to get an Ace. Dead without buyback. PPD stunned up by the bar strike. PPD, he's gone as well. As with this in mind, 2 dead without buyback on NIP. GG is called, it's all over and done. EG take game 3, take the series 2-1.
And what a game, burning the midnight oil here in Paris. But what series, well deserving of the rivalry between these 2 squads. Truly worth the wait. EG just holding on, trusting in their draft, trusting in their coach. Like, It looked dicey for a little bit, but that one buyback team fight, they just extended the game. Didn't necessarily win any fights, but they didn't lose them. Consistently getting aces, ultimate, and then disengaging, preventing that Wraith King from being able to play aggressive and in the face of the EG backline.
And we saw it in both games, game 1 and game 3, how good EG is at playing from behind. You get this advantage against them, but EG... to make big things happen. They're going to look to try and buy a crit. BKB's pop. They're looking to get on top of him, but there's the BKB now for Fada. They've already lost to Ruby, though. Ruby taken down straight away. No buyback available. Fada's 33 trying to keep the fight going, but the damage output for EG looks to be too much. It's easy. He's still on full HP. Focuses Fada. Fada's dead. The bar strike on the 33. They'll all die here pretty much on NIP. Ace will be able to BKB TP out. But there's 3 dead. PPD cannot get out even. The Malefist, the lightning for Sumail. As NIP 4 hit the deck.